What's going on, beautiful people? We are so excited for you to be a part of this journey because little did you know, you're a part of something that you didn't know you needed.
Welcome to the Mental Max Out podcast, where we like to bring our living room conversations to your living room, or your drive, or your gym workout, wherever you might be tuning in from. We thank you so much for being here.
And it's probably going to be a baby running around, but deal with it.
That's life.
What's going on, beautiful people? We are back again, and we are so excited to be here.
Thank you so much for tuning in with us yet again for another week, a little St. Patrick's Week podcast. Not that we really celebrate here in the Robinson household,
No, but a little luck of the Irish, for those Disney Channel people out there.
I will say Serena wore green to church this week, and a lot of people were wearing green. Did you notice that?
I did not notice that people were locked in like that. Did you?
I did. I really noticed a lot of green, and it didn't dawn on me till we got there that I put Serena in green today.
Oh.
I didn't do it in honor of St. Patrick's Day. However, I think it was just a nice little coinky dink. But yeah, it was. I think people are out here celebrating. At work, they have shepherd's pie for St. Patrick's Day this week.
Can you break down a shepherd's pie for me? Is that just like a pot pie?
Yeah, it's essentially a pot pie, and I'm pretty sure you can do it with chicken, beef, pork, whatever you want. I don't really know. I hope to not offend anyone listening who's Irish and is celebrating. But I also think I thought corned beef and cabbage was supposed to be the thing for St. Patrick's Day.
I really do, but I think somewhere we Americanized it and was just like, here's this shepherd's pie, or what I like to call pot pie. Either way, give it to me. I'm all about a pie with some kind of chicken in it. Doesn't make sense, but I'll eat it.
We only have one friend who's Irish, and they live in Ireland, and they're awesome. So we're not that well versed in the Irish traditions. But in any case, we hope everybody is having an absolutely wonderful week. If you're friends with my husband, you've heard him say this before. But this really powerful statement that friendships are based on convenience.
Ooh, yes. Not only the convenience, but it's like the first day of school when you're like, hey, you like basketball? I like basketball. We're now best friends. It's kind of like that, but now that you're adults, I guess you say, do you like this show or do you like this kind of trashy TV? We can be friends. And I think when you think of friends based on convenience, it becomes harder to maintain friendships because people move, you have children, you're married. There's these life events happening that it now requires more effort from you to have a lasting friendship.
I'll tell you right now, as an adult, I feel like I'm not good at making friends. I don't know what it is. I think that I just find it very challenging to put forth the effort into making new friends. And I get it. Like, when you're an adult, you make friends based off your kids a lot of times, the other parents in the classroom or on the soccer team or at church or what have you. But I have had the same friends for a very long time. Then I have my friends from college, and then I have friends from work. But if you were to ask me, when's the last time you made a non-work related friend? And I mean friend that I'm like, hey, let's go grab drinks. Hey, let's do this. Hey, let's do that. Friend, it's been a while.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think there's this not hard no to no new friends or no new work friends, but why do you think, I think the majority of people feel the exact same way you do.
Dude, because it takes so much effort. And I think that unless you're talking to another person who also wants to cut out all of the small talk BS of new friendships, then it's hard. Like, you have to go through this vetting process. It's like dating somebody. Like, honestly, I'm going to say it. Making new friends as an adult is no different than dating somebody.
Ooh,
because you really have to be like, do we align? Do our morals align? Do our belief systems align? To the point where you're worth spending time on. Because I'll be honest, by the time I spend time with you and Serena and our little family and myself and my friends that I already have, like, I barely give my friends I already have enough time.
Well, I love the fact that you said it's like dating because there's so many factors now. Like, do they align with my values? Will we have something similar to talk about? You know, what's their viewpoint on these things happening in the world? And when you think about it, that is exhausting. Here comes the issue. If you know it's exhausting to meet new people, but you have a group of people that you like, why do we spend less time with them as life goes on?
You know how when we were talking about New Year's resolutions, I said that my goal was to not be a C friend. I've tried really hard to not be a C friend and really reach out to all of my friends, but it is so challenging. I think one of the biggest things is you get in this hole of like, well, they're my friends, they're there. Well, they're my friends, they're there. And my mom asked me the other day if one of my friends was still dating this guy that we had met last time we were home. And I was like, honestly, I don't know. Even though we've talked, we haven't talked. Mm-hmm. I was like, is that bad that I don't know that? But then there are other friends where I feel like I know a lot of what's going on in their life and we check in and things like that. And I just feel like it takes a lot of work because they're not down the street. It's not like in college when my best friend lived in my house with me. Regardless of if we wanted to talk to each other or not, we're both sitting in the living room together at night, you know?
Yeah.
And it just takes so much more work when you are separated by states or cities.
The one cool thing I love about like the true friendship, there's no fluff. I still can maintain it a little bit is you can cut right through all the fluff. And one of the things that we kind of thought was a negative but has turned into a positive is where we live, we're about 20 minutes away from everything. Like if you want something from the store, 20 minutes.
Chipotle, 20
I forgot
minutes.
something, 20 minutes. And we used to be like, it's not bad, but I guess you got the highway. And we were trying to make it make sense. But at the end, it has been really sweet for us because that 20 minutes now turns into who I have not talked to in a while. Who do I want to catch up with? When you call them, you cut straight to it. So for me, it's like, hey, man, what's going on? Hey, what's going on? What's new, brother? And I go straight to it, and we love it. And we talk about spiritual stuff. We talk about life and families, and we cut straight to it. For you guys listening out there, how many times are you just cutting straight to it with your friends? And you're truly getting to know what's happening in their life. You know what I'm saying? Because it's cool to have the fluff. Oh, do you think this team's going to make the playoffs? Oh, we're in the middle of March, and are you making a March Madness bracket? I get all that, and that's fun. But sometimes if it's just fluff, you're like, why am I even going to do it? It's not worth my time.
I interned at the University of Minnesota with their football team and sports medicine department for the summer. And the assistant athletic trainer at the time, later on after that summer, I wanted to use him as a reference. I texted him, and I followed all the rules that all my mentors had told me. And I texted him and I said, hey, how's it going? Hope all's well. What's new?
Oh, okay, yeah, I see what
you
you're
know,
doing.
like...
Okay.
Da 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 da, and then it was like he responded, I responded another, oh, that's amazing, how's this doing, and he responds to me and he said, Allison, what you need?
Cut to it.
Yeah, like
stop wasting my time.
Yeah, what you need, what can I do for you? That's the thing, right? When you reach out for a reference after a long period of time, they know you're reaching out for a reference. But our friendships can be no different. You have 20 minutes, you want to check in, you want to talk about real life stuff. Hey, how are you? I've been thinking about you. What's going on? How's this? How's that? And actually have a meaningful conversation instead of, hey.
Ooh, I like that though. I'm about to steal that. Do you have a reference friendship?
Oh boy.
Yeah, do you have a reference friendship that when you call, it's like, hey, how you doing? They're like, hey, what's up? Because you haven't talked to that person.
And it's awkward.
And you haven't talked to that person in so long that you both are just filling in these awkward blanks. And you're just like, okay. Or do you have a legitimate friendship with someone that you can go from life into fluff, into family, into I haven't talked to you in a good little minute, but we're so solid. It is just what it is. This is how we communicate.
I'm going to raise it one bar further.
Come on.
Is your reference friendship only when you need something?
Ooh.
Are you only reaching out in this friendship when you need something?
Ooh.
Because I'm going to tell you right now, I'm guilty of this. I have friends that I only reach out to when I'm coming home. When I'm planning a trip to California, then I reach out and I'm like, hey, I'm coming. That's it.
That's it.
That's a reference friendship. because you keep them at an arm's distance until it's convenient for you.
Okay, I'm going to raise the bar.
Again?
Do you have a reference social media friendship?
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. When you are like, yeah, we're friends, but only on friends because I send you some funny video. I send you something online, and that's the only friendship I still maintain with you. I ain't really calling you. We ain't really talking, but because I liked a couple of your pictures, because I went to your page in a while, I think I know what's going on. That's good enough for me, and I'm just not even going to try to talk to you.
I'm going to tell you right now, there's a lot of people listening wondering if they're your social media reference friends because you send videos to everybody.
I send them to everybody.
Everybody.
I send them to everybody.
I know.
But I really do try to call everybody.
You do, and you're really intentional about that. You do a great job of that. I think that it's challenging because that's just why I don't want to make new friends, because I feel like I don't even give my current friends enough of me. I'm so thankful for the friends that I have been friends with for years. Like, okay, so for example, my best friend turns 30 this year in June, okay? And we were talking about it today. I told her today, I said, you know, it's crazy you turned 30 this year, and you, babe, you turned 40 this year.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I told her, though, I said, I'm not going to lie to you. I think it's a bigger deal that you're turning 30 because I've only known my husband for 6 years, but I've known you since we were like 13. So for me, my best friend turning 30, I'm like, I can't believe that. I say all that to say she and I recently have really made it a point to check in with each other more than I think we have in the past couple years. Like we've always been good about being intentional, but now it's, hey, I'm going to send you my workout. Hey, I'm going to send you this. Hey, I'm going to send you this picture. Hey, let's try to get on the phone on Thursday. Hey, let's try to do this. The thing is about us that I'm so thankful about is we are truly a low maintenance friendship. And I think it's important to have low maintenance friends because if either one of us expected the other to constantly call, text, this, that, we'd be getting frustrated. But like low maintenance meaning I love you. I know you're thinking about me from time to time. I know your intentions are there. I know we want to touch base. We just can't because life is crazy.
What would you say are your requirements, if you will, to be a low maintenance friendship? If you have any, what does that mean to say this is a low maintenance friendship?
A low maintenance friendship is a friendship that has a general understanding that just because you haven't talked doesn't mean your friendship has changed. Ooh. And low maintenance friendships, typically when you're together, it's like nothing has changed. So like my best friend is coming to visit us next weekend with her daughter. She and I used to talk every single day because I was working from home and she was not working because she was at home with their baby. We talked almost every single day of, you know, during the time that I was pregnant with Serena. Well, then she went back to work and we had Serena and our schedules, they just didn't line up. So we went from talking every single day to now maybe once or twice a month on the phone.
Yeah, I see.
But our friendship has not changed.
Mm-hmm. I like that because I truly believe there's some friendships out here right now that they got the other person stressed out because they have to call. They feel obligated to continue to check in and just have these conversations. And I like this low maintenance friendship because life is happening.
Yeah.
Life is lifing, if you will. Like I got bills and prices are going up, or you got kids, or you got a significant other, and life is lifing. If you make somebody feel obligated to check in with you, make sure they're hitting these boxes, then you're just going to get stressed out.
You have to pour into yourself. You have to pour into your faith. You have to pour into your family. You have to pour into work. You have so many cups. And not saying that your friendship cups should fall short compared to the other cups. You have 1 million of them. You don't have 1 million spouses, likely. And you likely don't have 1 million jobs or children. But then you have to look at your friendships and pick which friendships are you going to pour into. And every day that answer is different.
It's good every once in a while to have a balance to your friendships, that they're not always just fluff, because you have so many things going on in your life that it's almost wasting time. And it's not always serious, because every once in a while you do want to talk fluff. You do want to talk sports. So finding that balance in your ever evolving friendships will help you. But if it's just one side or the other, then what's going to happen is one of you will get bored, or one of you will be like, I can't handle that all the time. So figuring out in your friendships how you can continue to evolve that will only help you in the process.
I was talking to a friend the other day, and she lives in Texas and we live here in Louisiana, and we haven't seen each other since Thanksgiving. And I texted her and I said, I wish that you could just come over and sit on the couch with me with a glass of wine and just chill. And she responded to my text message and said, we don't even have to talk. Sometimes those are the friendships you need too, because to just be so at peace in presence with people. Because here's the other thing. You got up in the morning, maybe you worked out, maybe you had some time to yourself, you went to work for 6, 7, 8, sometimes 10, 12 hours in the day. If you didn't work out on the front end, maybe you tried to on the back end, right? And you still have to give to your family. You still have to make sure that they're fed. You still have to make sure that you spend time with them. Where are you gonna put a friendship in there when your social battery is like completely depleted? Like your social battery is already at 0, and now you have to talk to another person, recap to another person. People don't want to say it, but that takes so much energy. It's one thing to call your spouse or your partner on the way home, or your parents, or whoever is actively involved in your life, and be like, yeah, this thing would happen, this thing happened, because they have context. But to check in and catch up. I hate the term let's catch up. Like, let's catch up, because that means that we have missed something. Like, when you say let's catch up, that means that there's stuff that you have missed that we now have to go replay. It's like that 5 minutes in the beginning of an episode, you know?
The recap.
Yeah. It's like you have to sit through that 5 minutes before you get to what's currently going on. And I'm going to be honest with you. Sometimes in my friendships, let's just talk about what's going on right now. Because if we try to catch up, we're not even going to get to the right now.
Because something in life is going to come up.
Somebody's going to need your attention. You're going to have to get off the phone because somebody else is calling you, or you've already been on the phone for an hour just catching up. It's like a filler episode. Like, I just want to talk about what's going on right now. Tell me about what you're struggling with right now. It's not that I don't care about what happened 3 weeks ago. If we're short on time and we're just trying to be intentional, now's not the time. Like, let's talk about what's been going on when we can sit down at a lunch together. Let's talk about what's been going on when we have an hour of uninterrupted time to catch up. But if it's a, hey, I've been thinking about you, hope all is well, just wanted to hear your voice and see how you're doing, that's not time to catch up.
One of the cool things that you do with some of your friendships that I have noticed is that you schedule phone calls with them. I know what you're thinking. Oh, well, if it was really authentic, you wouldn't have to do that. But no, really, I think that's genius. That you and another friend are so willing to look at your calendars and say, we're going to carve out this time for each other. And guess what? Not only is it going to fill my own personal cup, but this is going to get me my own me time, and I get to catch up with somebody who I truly care about. Sometimes scheduling something like a friendship phone call is not a bad idea. For me, I don't do that, but what I do is I will call them, and the very first question is, you have time? And the moment I hear hesitation of like, because they're around family, they got something going on, I then say, hey, I was just thinking about you. I just wanted to send some good vibes your way. You're a great man. Continue doing great things. And they instantly say, hey, you have no idea how much I needed to hear that. But the point of it is, ever you're trying to be intentional with your friends, make it count, because your time is precious.
Last week, I didn't leave work till after 5 o'clock. My commute home never lines up with my friend's commute home. I got in the car at 5:20 and I had an hour and 10-minute commute home. I told Akeem, I said, hey, I'm going to call Sam on my way home. Honestly, I know I'm going to be home late, but I'm not mad about it, because this is giving me uninterrupted time with her. Because usually when we're on the phone, Serena's still up, she's running around, we're on the phone, but like I gotta worry about her and this and that and the other thing, and okay, is it time for bed, and blah blah blah. I could have been upset that I was leaving work late, but what it did was it gave me uninterrupted time with my best friend. We were on the phone for over 40 minutes, and it's been a long time since we've had that. And so it was just such a blessing, because I think that just as much as I appreciate her texting me in the morning about her Orange Theory workouts and me texting her funny videos and our like day-to-day interactions, having 40 minutes of uninterrupted time was so good for us.
I think the one thing we take for granted about our friendships, especially those long, deep-rooted friendships that we've been friends since we were kids, or we fall into this mindset that we think they're going to be forever. Honestly, they're not, because something will always take their time. Their significant other, family, kids, and I hate to say it, but I've had friends where literally when I talked to them, that was the last time I talked to them because they were no longer with us because they had passed. The worst thing I've ever felt before is getting a message, oh, have you heard what happened to such and such? And I don't even know what they're talking about because I stopped keeping in touch with that person. You have to make these moments count, because if you truly are saying, that's my good friend, then understand that the 10 minutes, the hour you take in talking to them is something that you don't just take for granted because you don't know when you're going to get another time with them.
We tend to feel like if we haven't talked to somebody in a long time, that automatically puts us in the category of, oh, we've drifted apart. Why don't you talk to so-and-so? Oh, we just drifted apart. Oh, we just drifted apart. And the number one defense statement is always, the phone works both ways. They can call me. They can text. You can't control other people, and you can't make other people want to do things. If you are struggling in a friendship or a relationship or having a hard time because, you and somebody else haven't been able to keep in touch, like, you have just as much stake in that as the other person. And honestly, if you're the one bothered by it, then you're the one in the driver's seat and in control and need to do something about it. And I think that if my friends had not, in seasons of our life, continued to check in on me, continued to text even though I didn't respond, continue to call even if I didn't call back, then we wouldn't be where we're at today in some of these friendships. And I'm so thankful that they chose to continue to push for our friendship in seasons where maybe I did not have the bandwidth.
I love the fact that you said put in effort. Today, we drove to church. Today, we drove to church together. And from there, I left with my friend. We knew that was 30 minutes we were going to get uninterrupted. It was on his way home. So we took advantage of that time. You're going to have to find pockets of time that make the most sense for both of you. And sometimes that might be 5 minutes because that's the stage of life that you're in. Or sometimes you might get more. But to your point, babe, you can't just sit here and think the phone works both ways. No, like, you're going to have to find a pocket of time, be intentional. And even if they don't respond back to you, you still can send them a good message. You still can send them a good word and just say, hey, I'm thinking about you and I'm praying for you. And I just want you to know when we catch up, it'll be great. That's all you need to do sometimes.
What I want to challenge you with this week is to send 3 text messages to people in your life that come across your mind. I think too often we think about people and we say, oh, I hope that person's doing well, and then we just keep it moving. When that happens to you this week, send that person a text and tell them, hey, thinking about you and hope you're doing well. And then the other thing I want to challenge you with this week is to think about somebody that you've been wanting to connect with, wanting to catch up with, wanting to spend intentional time with, and schedule that. It might not happen this week or this month, but schedule that time. Put some time on the calendar to really, really be intentional about doing a true catch up with somebody.
If they're in your life, it's for a reason. If you truly value it, take the time to cultivate it and continue to keep evolving that friendship for what it can truly be. We believe in you and we love you.
Thank you so much for tuning in with us this week. We hope that you took from our conversation something that will help you grow this week.
We hope you laughed, didn't cry, but definitely got a good smile out of it because, heck, we always appreciate you coming by.
If you're so inclined, follow us on social media at Mental Max Out the podcast on Instagram.
Tell your friends.
See you next time.